Yeah, hi, good morning. So under the asynchronous apex, so we have a batch apex. Right, so now we'll see the batch apex concepts. So create a class that implements a database dot a batchable, okay, to update the lead records in the org with a specific lead source. Got it. We have to create a class, right? So that interface what a database dot batchable. Okay, that's okay. The execute the method so must update all the records in the organization with the lead source value of a Dreamforce, right? In the lead object we have the lead source field is the lead source field should be the Dreamforce, and then after so we need to create a test class. Okay, so let me open the trial head, open the developer console. So first what we have to do, we need to create a class. What was the class name? That is a lead processor. Right, lead processor. Go to file, new, Apex class, lead processor. Lead processor. It should be implemented with the database dot batchable. Right. So database dot batchable. Copy here. Implements implements database dot batchable. So in the batch epics we have three methods: start method and execute method and the finish method. Right, a start method, execute method, and the finish method. Right, so now let's come here. Public database dot query locator start. Right, start method, start method, a database dot a batchable context BC. Right, so this is what the start method. Next, execute method. Public void execute, public void execute database dot batchable context BC. Right, this is what execute method. Next, we have a finish method. Public void finish. Public void finish. Done. Right, so we created three methods. Right, so now come here the first method. In the first method, what we are doing, this method is called at the beginning, right? At the beginning of the batch job, beginning of the batch job. Right? It returns, it returns a query locator. It returns a query locator which tells Salesforce which records to process. Right? Which records to process. Right? We can define in this start method. Clear? Now come here. Return database dot get query locator. Database dot get query locator. Get query locator. Select select it. So we have a field lead source now. Lead source. Select lead source from lead object. From lead object. Got it. Right. What we did here, right? We need only select all leads, select all leads. Only the lead source field is lead. Only lead source field is needed. That's it. Got it. Next, execute method. Next, execute method. For. So what is this execute method? What we are doing inside this execute method? This method, this method processes each batch of records, each batch of records, each batch of records. The leads list contains, the leads list contains a small a group of small group of lead records from the query, from the query. Got it. So we are preparing of each record, right? Iteration for lead, for lead, lead, leads, leads. Lead dot, what was the field? That is lead source. Lead source equals to, right? We have a value. What's that value? Dream force. Dream force. Got it, right? So next what we have to do? We need to update leads. We need to update leads. Got it. So here, what we did, loop through each lead in the current batch. Current batch. Got it. Next, set the lead source. Set the lead source value to Dreamforce. Right. Set the value to Dreamforce. Next, what we have to do? We need to update. Update the modified lead records in the database. In the database. Done. See, we collected the information, right? So we executed, and then what we have to do? So we need to finish, right? So actually, the finish is what, that is a post-processing logic, right? You can send the email or you can log a message, right? So you can do whatever you want after completion of the process, right? So in our task, they didn't ask anything, so no need to provide anything under this method. This method is called, this method is called after all batches have been processed. All batches have been processed. Got it. Right. This is for the what? Post-processing, post-processing logic. Done. We got errors. Line number 7. Return. RETURN. Line number 1. Okay. Batchable S object. A batchable S object. Next, under the execute here also, comma, the list of leads. That's it. Save this. Done. Got it? Right. So whatever the field, the lead object, lead source we have, so we updated to the Dreamforce, right? All the records, not a single record, multiple records. Next. So next what we have to do, so we need to create a test class, right? That is the lead processor test. Lead processor test. Go to file, new Apex class, lead processor text. Now, so so it should be annotated with is a test. Is a test. Got a point? Done. So what they given? So in this class, insert 200 lead records, execute the lead processor batch class with the test. All the lead records were updated correctly, right? The unit test must cover all the lines code, include the lead process classes, resulting 100% code coverage. Okay. How many records we need to create? 200 records. Okay, done. Now, right. So let's create a test data, right? Test data. So at the rate test setup, test setup, static void setup, static void. I will explain. Right. Static void setup. Got it. So first, what we have to do? Create a list to hold multiple lead records. Multiple leader records. So how list lead leads equals to new list lead. Done. Next, what we have to do? Generate 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 200 lead records. 200 lead records using loop. Using loop. How? For integer counter equals to 0. Counter equals to 0. Starting one. Next, counter, right, less than 200, right? Next, counter increment plus plus. Counter increment plus plus. Clear. Next, lead equals to new lead lead dot first name lead dot first name. Okay, so first name equals to, I'm giving first name. First name equals to first name. Next, lead dot last name. Lead dot last name. Last name equals to last name plus counter. What was the counter value? Right, we're getting that counter value. Next, lead dot company. Company equals to XYZ. That's your wish. Next, leads dot add lead. Leads dot add lead. Got it. So next what we have to do, we need to add this records to my list. Got it? Next, insert leads. Insert leads. Got a point, right? So next what we have to do, so we need to test this all 200 records. We need to test this all 200 records, right? At the rate is test, at the rate is test. Got it? A static void test, static void test, right? We are starting the test. How we can start? Test dot start test, test dot start test. Next, so once we started, right, on which class? This is the class lead processor, lead processor, lead processor, lead processor equals to new lead processor, new lead processor. ID, batch ID equals to database dot execute, execute batch lead processor, execute lead processor. Next, test dot stop test, test dot stop test. Right, what is this? Right, at the rate is test is nothing but what? This is the actual, this is the actual test method. This is the actual test method to test the batch execution, to test the batch execution. Got a point? Next, what is this? Start the test context. Got it. Next, so here what we did, here what we did, create an instance of the batch class. Create an instance of the batch class. Next, execute the batch job. Best execute the batch job. Simple. Returns, returns a job ID. Returns a job ID. Got it. So this is what? And the test context, and the text context. Got it. Right. So anything else? Everything is good. That's it. Click on save. Have some problems. What's that? Line number 32. Database. Save it. Done. Next, what we have to do? So we need to get 100% code coverage. Now you can go here tests, and what's that? Lead processor. As of now, we have the 0%. Just go here test. Then click on here run all. Here the lead processor, we got a 100% code coverage, right? So let me check this challenge. Done. So we successfully completed the batch apex.